Folks, this is an episode of life, death, and resurrection. Repetition, redundancy. While old friends return, others bid farewell. Even the title has made a return, as there was already an episode named Homecoming back in Season 5. Ah, Baywatch, it's like you never changed. Speaking of which, after 7 long years, at last, Craig Pomeroy is back on Baywatch! Craig! Of course you all remember Mitch's Season 1 best friend forever, lifeguard and lawyer Craig Pomeroy. You know, he was ostensibly the second lead with David Hasselhoff and Mitch's best friend since childhood, and then disappeared unceremoniously. Well, since Baywatch is determined to spend as little time as possible on their huge new cast, Craig is going to be appearing in a small handful of episodes this season and the next, staring unblinkingly into our hearts. I honestly really missed him, and it saddens me that he wasn't kept on as a regular again. But he only had so many stoops to sit on and so many stories to tell. Parker Stevenson was last involved with Baywatch a couple episodes ago when he directed Out of the Blue. But before that, he was directing the Baywatch Nights episode about a fart wizard. And said fart wizard was apparently a magical Native American, which is a theme continued in this episode. Guest star Elaine Bilstad was on a separate episode of Baywatch Nights, also about magical Native Americans, where she played Vortex Woman. You know, in that episode where Mitch and Ryan's future ghosts time travel because of slug zombies. I'm sure Mitch catches Craig up on all of this between scenes. Anyway, we last saw Craig at the end of Season 1. And then he went unmentioned until 17 episodes into the next season when Mitch is staring at a promo shot and catches us up on his deal. I talked about it then, but it was like a decade ago and my audio was really bad. But basically, Craig offered Mitch a job and Mitch told him to go fuck himself and his dirty lawyer money.
Do you ever get the feeling there's just too many attorneys in the world?
But despite that, Craig and Gena got an unlikely happy ending. They had a house in Connecticut, a law firm in New York, and, according to this episode, moved to Washington sometime after that. And they finally got around to making baby. Yes sirree, everything was coming up Craig. But Baywatch didn't really want to deal with any of that, and Craig should be a hot, available bachelor. So fuck that stupid fairy tale ending. They got divorced, and they aren't even gonna mention he had a kid. Maybe it died. I don't know. Let's not think about that ever again. And I know Gena was also a main character for a whole season, but who cares about her anyway? Assume she got together with Eddie while he was high from the dentist and crying about Shawnee divorcing him. Yeah, it's weird for me having to look at these old Season 1 clips again too. I have to remember stuff I'd buried deep in my brain. And Parker Stevenson was uncredited here for some reason. Hey, speaking of Gena being pregnant, Gena Lee Nolin has been away from the show on maternity leave. This will come into play in a very unlikely turn of events later in the season. But for now, Neely is back and more sinister than ever. Thank God. We needed to bring another character in, or else Skylar might have returned. Anyway, Homecoming!
Do I really have to come back to Baywatch? I was making so much more money as a sexy cat burglar.
The only burglar around here is gonna be me, the pharmacy kid.
Baywatch, we're only a minute and a half in, and already there's an armed robbery?
Maybe if I cast a spell on that old man and give him a heart attack, I can distract him.
Yeah! I'm not getting blamed for this.
Yay! Now I can look good on TV.
No, it should have been me!
As you may recall, devious Donna sees Neely as somewhat of a mentor, schooling her in the ways of being an evil sea witch. She's missed her in her absence, as have we all. In-universe, they explain that Neely has been away for a while after a bad skiing accident. And man, it really hurt her ego to see James Bond escape her clutches. But Neely is harboring a dark secret. She was really helping orphans on that skiing trip. Or she's got a painkiller addiction now.
La 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 la. Isn't it great being sexy and drug-free?
Yeah, but if you had some drugs, you would tell me, right?
Hot slow-mo injured back running? Anyway, I'm sure you're wondering where Craig's story comes into play. Well, Fittingly, it begins with one of the most boring stock plots on TV. Old native man wants to die. His name is Eyes That See at Night, and he knows that nights will never be the same. Also, he's near the end of his life, and he wants to pass away peacefully in the land of his ancestors. Which, of course, is Baywatch Beach.
What does this have to do with dancing?
Lonnie doesn't think old men should just be able to die on the beach, and she's gotta act fast. I mean, the mystical indigenous music has already begun.
Okay, what is it this time? If you're gonna make me a spirit or pit me against a fart wizard, do it now. In fact, I welcome it, because then I won't have to deal with being the stupid captain. Oh, it's you again. I guess I should ask how things have been in the vortex, but frankly, I don't care.
Mitch is trying to shoo the native folk away, but that's when their lawyer shows up. Guess who? That's right, Mitch. The King of Cool is back. And a lot has happened in my life since leaving. I've learned many valuable lessons about character, which I shall now pass on to you. You see, it all started with
A hug will shut you up.
Craig is living the high life. He's a business lawyer on a cell phone, and nothing could be better. And now that he's back at Baywatch, he and Mitch are reminiscing about the good times. That girl who was obsessed with Craig and tried to murder his wife's first actor, both versions whom he hates now. That time Mitch fell off a hang glider, broke his leg, got bitten by a snake, fell down a mountain, and then complained about Craig's rescue. That weird episode where Craig had an action adventure in Mexico with Court and Eddie. But the show only got better now that we're doing plots about old men dying on the beach.
Yeah, but none of this compares to that time I fought some unfrozen Vikings.
What?
You remember how I was always talking about ancient Viking funeral rituals, right? And that Vikings were always my thing?
Oh yeah!
I'm an honorary samurai now.
Craig is at a crossroads in his life. He spent a lot of time lawyering for corporations, and now he wants to get back to helping people.
I admire what you're doing, Craig. In fact, we're alike in a lot of ways. I help people die on a daily basis.
Somebody's dying and nobody invited me.
Then Neely hits on Craig?
I wouldn't mind taking a test drive.
I don't know why I'm surprised, honestly. First there was Numi, and then there's another romance later down the line that makes a whole lot of sense now. I guess Neely just likes guys who are nearly 2 decades her senior, and I couldn't be more supportive. I suppose the thing that gets me about Craig is that he and Neely could not be more opposite personality types. Maybe she sees him as a project, someone to corrupt. He'd be the ultimate challenge. I'm flattered, Neely, but I'm a happily divorced man. When I was your age,
Whoops, I've gotten beer all over you. I guess I'll just have to lick it off.
Dang it to heck. The beer is melting my Werthers in my pocket. I knew I should have worn my sensible cardigan today.
Oh, just kiss me, you fool.
Why the hell did that happen?
I'll tell you why that happened. It's because Donna DeErico and Gena Lee Nolin needed to shoot their next scene there. Neely is acting totally spacey, and Donna is beginning to suspect something is up.
Gee, Neely, you're acting totally stupid. Wait a minute, are these aspirin? Neely, you can't be getting into hard drugs. Who's gonna teach me the ancient Kandarian demon chants to raise the dead?
Talk to someone who cares, Donna. I know Mitch has experience with demonic chants. Why don't you bother him?
This isn't like you, Neely. I've never seen you turn down a chance to raise an army of the undead. What's happened to you?
The jig is up. Neely is addicted to painkillers.
This explains everything, Neely. Hitting on Craig, knocking over glasses.
I like that the only reason Donna can think of to hit on Craig would be if Neely were in a drug-induced stupor. Donna reveals that she knows the signs because her sister also hit on Craig while addicted to pain medication. If Neely doesn't cut herself off now, she could do something crazy like have a shotgun wedding on an Alaskan boat trip at the end of the season.
You're eviler than this, Neely. You can fight it.
I can quit any time I want. Maybe I like not sacrificing virgins in a volcano.
That's the drugs talking and you know it.
Meanwhile, Craig has been hiding his divorce from Mitch, but he can conceal it no longer. It never really occurred to Mitch to ask why a guy from Connecticut/New York/Washington was lawyering in California. Well, Craig has come here trying to figure his life out. Gena said I was creepy and didn't blink and acted like a strange old man beyond my years. But I don't think any of those things describe me at all.
Huh? Were you talking?
There's some explanation about Gena and Craig growing apart as people, but personally, I think it's because Gena found out about that piss fight Craig and Mitch had over a high school girlfriend while she was off on a trip, thus discovering she was Craig's second choice. The woman's name was Allison, remember? They had a non-evil Allison at one point. Anyway, the audio mixing in this scene is just incredible.
When you and Gail split up, did,
Same. I went nuts.
Nice. Well, here's more of Craig not blinking. In all seriousness, it is very strange to see Baywatch trying real character stuff again. Mashing Season 1 storytelling with the current state of Baywatch, a hollow husk vaguely resembling a television program at this point, is absolutely bizarre. I think Parker Stevenson was really good for David Hasselhoff though, because he's actually attempting to act again. Maybe he just really missed having his old buddy on set. Meanwhile, Hobie and the producer sons! Hobie is getting too many adult storylines lately, and this season is all about reliving Baywatch's glory days. So how about, I don't know, Hobie gets a fake ID. We haven't went to that well yet. And I don't know what's happened in JB's life since we last saw them, only that he's rolling hard. Wow, this place is totally cool. Hey Numi, how's it going? Alright, sure. I guess we needed to involve Lonnie's dancing alter ego Kyla in a Hobie plot. Not sure why Lonnie is keeping up the alter ego when the whole point of having it was so that Shadow Stevens didn't discuss her on his show, and then he did anyway, but whatever. Here's Hobie dancing. Yeah, keep going, Hobie. You're doing terrible. Really cringe. We love it.
Excuse me, no one's gonna be more cringe than me.
Okay, I mean, points to Jeremy Jackson for some of these moves, for I certainly could not pull them off. That one I could do, but why would I? Somehow, Hobie wins the dance contest. Yeah, lifetime supply of A&W cream soda for everyone! And, tragically, this is the last time we will ever see the producer sons. But what about Hobie's band? Apparently, Hobie is the only person who's ever been able to defeat Kyla. Pretty sad. But when the promoter realizes he's using a fake ID, he won't give him the prize money. Time for Hobie to get a lawyer's hunch on this. I don't know what to tell you, Hobie Meister. The last time we interacted, you were played by Brandon Call. Yeah, but now I'm cool. You could never prove that in the court of law. Anyway, Hobie, we really shouldn't talk that much. Our voices are too similar. Craig might be a little bit of a Mr. Rogers type, but that doesn't stop him from getting in this sick burn at Hobie's expense.
you got kind of a Bart Simpson finger in the socket thing going there, huh?
Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Oh, snap!
I hope you're not looking for a conclusion to this fake ID plot, because there isn't one. Meanwhile, Mitch has been bugging Craig about becoming a lifeguard again, but Craig doesn't think he's lifeguard material anymore. Well, let's see what a sweet little grandma and an unsupervised child have to say about that.
I had to leave a stroller like 15 feet away so I could get popcorn. This was unpreventable.
Practice self-care and get at least 8 hours of sleep a night! Maybe the kid is near that obvious dummy somewhere. Okay, even in SD, nobody was buying that. Hey, the kid is fine. Look, he's smiling. Oh wait, never mind. I guess he's dying. You're gonna be all right, bud. Let's celebrate with a healthy snack. My treat. Lifeguard lawyer reporting for duty, Mitch.
Thank God! Someone to make me look younger!
Okay, so Parker Stevenson was only 45, and he was in great shape, so I don't mean this as a slight to him. There has never been a clearer visual contrast demonstrating the body types Baywatch had in Season 1 versus now.
It feels good to finally be a lifeguard again. Root beer floats for everyone.
I want a root beer float.
Via a little bit of lifeguard lawyer magic, Craig is able to secure Eyes That See at Night spot on the beach. Mitch and Craig have a little yelling session where they discuss their feelings about this situation, and I don't know what's going on, man. Mitch cares, and Baywatch is actually bothering to dig into a moral dilemma without a simple solution? How the hell is this Season 8 of Baywatch?
The ancient ways have to be honored. You and your friend. You understand this?
Okay, Baywatch, I know it's been 7 years since Season 1, but it feels a little mean to imply this means Mitch and Craig understand the ancient ways.
I understand ancient Viking ways.
And I've recently taken up butter churning.
Native American Club Remix! Craig's loophole is overturned, but I guess it doesn't matter, because Eyes That See at Night dies right at that very moment. Makes it easy! Who's had the last laugh now, idiots?
My spirit will leave my body and fly on the wings of an eagle to the stars.
Not in the HD version of the episode, you won't.
5. Breathe.
I've experienced something profound today. I realized hitting on me really is a sign of painkiller addiction.
Well, dinner at my place?
Despite the fact Craig just passed his lifeguard recheck, and it seemed like he was going to hang around, Mitch seems confused as to why he hasn't gotten the hell out of here yet. Craig reveals that he's going to open up a law office in Venice, and he'll be around forever and always, and nothing bad will happen ever.
As long as you stay out of the PI business, we're cool. Welcome back, Craig!
Hey, remember my fake ID plot?
No, we don't, because the episode is ending.
Next time on Baywatch.
Everyone suddenly realizes that Cody sucks, and it's front page news. I'm an Olympics.